Hello, everyone, and welcome to Everything Iconic with me, Danny Pellegrino. I'm here with the newest cast member on The Real Housewives of New York, Bershan Shaw. Bershan, how are you doing today?
Hi, how are you? I'm doing great. Feeling good. Thank you.
This week's episode was intense. How are you feeling?
I mean, look, it was intense, but it wasn't meant to be negative. It just went out of control. I mean, if you know me, you know I'm vivacious, I'm outgoing. And you know, I call my friends boring and granny all the time. Like, come on, grannies, get up. Let's go out. Come on, let's shake it up. So, hey, yikes. You said it to the wrong person,
You
right?
know what? You did what had to be done, Bershan. We'll get into this week's episode, but I want to back up a little bit. If you could just tell me a little bit about how you got involved in Roni and you knew Ramona beforehand. Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, I met her out, friends going to parties, you know, summer, Hamptons, all of that stuff. And she's a straight shooter and I'm a straight shooter. So we met and we hit it off, right? You meet someone who's lively, who is tell it like it is, no nonsense. And I like that. That's how I am. So, you know, love me or hate me, I'm real.
Right, right. And Sonja, the two of you, particularly this week, didn't get off on quite the right. But how do you feel about Sonja now after sort of going through the experience that was early on in your relationship, the episode that aired this week?
Yeah, I really like Sonja now. Like, I think she's funny. I think she's a ball of fresh air. You know, and that comment wasn't meant to be negative. It was like, you know, stop being a clown. Like, Sonja, you're a beautiful girl. You're a fun girl. You don't have to be drinking and doing all that. Be who you are, girl. You're funny anyway. You're comical anyway. Stop being, and like, clown is not, see, everyone just took it so personal. Oh my gosh. I'm like, ay, you guys. You know, let's just be real. I'm just trying to call it like it is, like meaning the drinking, the over the top, like just be who you are.
Well, you know, as a viewer, I've watched Roni since the beginning, and I love Sonja. She's the most lovable, wonderful human being on the planet. But it is, as a viewer, sometimes also hard to watch the drinking with Sonja when it sort of like turns. So I actually think it was great that you called it out, because so many of us at home are saying the same things. You know, we love her and she's so fun without the drinking that it's like we want to see that.
And that's what I'm saying. And that's what I wanted. That's my point. Like, you're so lovable and fun without the liquor. So, and like going over the top, like, okay, 1, 2, 3 drinks, but not, you know, 30 drinks. No, I mean, not 30, but you know what I mean? 10 drinks. So my thing is, you're lovable and fun and exciting and great anyway. So like, stop being a clown and try, you know, it's like, it goes too far. That was my point.
I also have questions about the water pill. I don't really quite understand the water pill and what that means and everything, but you know what? Maybe we'll get answers one of these days on the water pill.
The water pill, yes. Exactly.
Did you watch Roni before joining the cast?
I did. Yep, I did. And I liked it. I did. Yes.
Okay. So before coming on, what did you think of the women? Did you have like sort of an idea of Luann or Leah or the gals?
Yeah, I like, if you read on social, you'll be like, oh God, why would I want to get on this show? Everyone's a nut. But when you meet the women, they're great. They're funny. Ramona's bold in your face. Sonja's actually real. Sonja's actually real and open and fun. And, Luann, she's spiritual. She does all of that stuff and she meditates and Leah is downtown and raw. And I love that downtown type of stuff. And then you get Ebony, look, Ebony has her way of doing things, her agenda in teaching and wanting you to learn. So that's her.
Right. What did you think of that? I mean, we got little tastes of what you've felt about the girls so far. What have you been thinking of this season in particular?
Look, I mean, I tell you what I love. I love that Bravo brought in diversity. I think it's needed. I think everyone was saying that, right? You're in New York City. You need diversity. I'm sorry. Hey, people are like, it needs to be 3 women, that are ethnic. I mean, it's New York. It's full of culture. It's full of people. I think that's good. I think I think that the show gets better and better. You know, everyone's judging it. I mean, you've seen the comments. Come on, everyone's seen the comments and social and the fans. It will get good. It's better and better and better every episode. I think it was COVID. We had to deal with COVID. We had to deal with a lot, restrictions. So, don't beat us up that bad, you guys. They're beating us up. They're beating Roni up.
Well, I mean, I imagine, I think a lot of fans, Roni's always been our favorite franchise. And I mean, I imagine how hard it must have been to film during COVID, because something like Beverly Hills, the women have large outdoor spaces. And so on Roni, I imagine the filming of it was much more difficult than something like Beverly Hills during the height of COVID.
Because
so
in Beverly,
I understand.
No, you're absolutely right. Beverly Hills, I mean, they have houses, right? In California, you live in a house. In New York, you live in an apartment. You live in a condo, right? Even if you had a townhouse, Sonja, I mean, it's still small spaces. It's a different living environment. So, you have to go to restaurants with no one in them. You do a club scene and it's just us. You know what I mean? So it's like, wah, wah. Okay, when you go out, it's only one or two people in it. So it was very hard.
I also miss Dorinda and Tinsley. Did you know Dorinda or Tinsley at all? Like, had you ever met any of the former cast members or people who aren't on the show?
So believe it or not, no, I never met them. But believe it or not, I ran into Dorinda on the street yesterday.
Oh my God. I love that.
In New York. And we hugged. She was like, Bershan. I was like, oh my God, Dorinda. It was great. She was really great when I met her. Yeah.
I want Dorinda back, Bershan. I miss her.
You do?
I do. I miss her.
What do you miss about Dorinda? Tell me. What do you miss?
I always loved Dorinda. And I know last season she had a bad season. But in my opinion, I think all of the Housewives, a lot of times you guys have a good season, then you have a bad season, then you come back and have another good season. It's a roller coaster ride. And that's purposeful, I think, on the show's part. They take us on a ride with all of the cast members. And so I recognize that maybe she had a bad season, but I figured she would come back this season and we'd see all those sides of her that we've always loved. And so, I think she's a good, also, I think she mended the group a little bit because it was like Leah was like the younger crowd and Dorinda sort of fell in the middle to me, where she was, I don't know if that makes any sense.
No, it does make sense. I mean, look, the little I met of her, I loved her. I thought she was great.
Bershan, have you heard anything about the reunion? There's all these crazy reports online about Ramona's not showing up to the reunions. Now the reunion's canceled and there's all these crazy reports. Have you heard anything about that?
I mean, look, every day, they're like, Ramona's axed and she's back. Then somebody else is axed. I mean, I think, you know what? Let it play out. I love social. They're going to stir the pot before they even know the real truth, right? I mean, I think, look, enjoy the ride with us. I think it gets better and better. I always say, like a good movie, you don't want it, boom, all in your face, everything, but how are they going to keep you there for 2 hours, right? So you got to just enjoy the ride and be open to the newness of it, right? Everyone wants, I think this season, just with people, I think everyone wanted new. I just think, we COVID just made, life is new. Everything's changed. We went through a whole year and a half. Now people are changed. They want different things. So I think enjoy the ride.
Yeah. What do we have to look forward to the rest of the season? Can you spill anything? Sonja, you and her next week, it seems like there's a altercation with like a fire extinguisher or an axe or something. I don't know what the fuck that is. Excuse my language.
I know. I mean, look, yes. I mean, we do have a little bump in the road, but we get it back on track and we like each other and love each other. I mean, I love it. Look, the girls are crazy, nutty, but fun and interesting. Like me, I'm crazy, nutty, and fun and interesting, right? I'm thankful that the social media, the fans, they really support me. They're coming out big time. I got to tell you, I didn't think that was going to happen. I was like,
a lot of people want you to have an apple. Why didn't you get an apple? We feel a lot of fans feel like you should have gotten the mid-season apple.
Oh, the mid-season. Well, I don't know. Tweet it. I don't know.
They don't do that much anymore. They used to do that. Sonja came in mid-season back in the day and she got an apple mid-season. And now I feel like they don't do that as much, but I would love it. I would love it.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Okay. Well,
okay. So after doing the whole season, would you want to come back?
Never say never. I mean, I'm doing a lot. I got a book deal. I got a mental health app that's out that will be launched called YouAreAWarrior.com, www.URAWarrior, WARRIOR.com. You know, the Warrior Coach is my brand, being a warrior and living like a warrior. So got a lot of stuff, t-shirts, hats coming out, everything. So good stuff.
Okay, I want to talk a little bit about mental health because you have revealed on the show your journey with cancer. I wonder if you could explain a little bit about what that was like to go through mentally and emotionally.
So mentally, I'm a stage 4 breast cancer survivor, and I was given 3 months to live. 3. I mean, think about that, having CAT scans and PET scans and all of these things that I had to deal with. It wasn't easy. It really wasn't easy. And it made me realize, wake up and live, get busy living and not dying, right? Because we too much sweat the small stuff. We're always trying to say tomorrow, and tomorrow just may not come. So I live my life for today. So people want to know who Bershan is. Bershan is bold. She's open. She's honest. She's real. She's loving. She's giving. And she's a warrior.
Right. And so tell people a little bit more about the app too.
The app is a mental health app for support. It's called You Are a Warrior, the letter U, the letter R, the letter A, Warrior, WARRIOR.com. It's for depression. It's if you're dealing with anxiety, stress, loneliness. Like, think about it. It'll be a social networking site app for support. Think about Facebook and all these things. You know, everything is so negative. Instagram and Facebook. What about a place for support? Well, we can get the help. Well, we can talk to others. We'll have coaches. We'll have celebs. We'll have experts sharing their story. I wanted a place where people can share their story and not be afraid. And like when Elon Musk said, I'm at the top of my game, but I don't know where to go, you go to You Are Warrior. That's where you go.
Not to go back to the episode this week, but I want to talk about that dinner table scene. You had said that Leah, the other women had been talking about Leah, and she asked for an example, and it seemed like you didn't have an example to give other than, I think you had said Ramona. Was there other things being said that we didn't see on the episode?
Well, let's see. Things are going to come up that, you know, I love Leah and Ramona. They have a love, hate, right? You know what I mean? But in the end, they love. You know, you got to see, you got to wait for it. Some good stuff coming up. Yeah.
You're teasing me so much, Bershan. I want it all right now.
I know. Look at you. You want it all. I want you to stay engaged. Yes.
What's going on with you and Ebony now? Are you guys good?
Yeah. I mean, look, Ebony.
You said that your voice just went high. That's a tell. Your voice just went high.
I know, you know, Ebony, you know, we operate differently and we have a different way of expressing ourselves. And that's not a bad thing. We're just different. You know, she said it on the bus. She said, you're open arms and, you know, and open, and I'm sort of closed until I get to know you. Mm-hmm. Right. And so we operate differently. And, you know, what she says about Black Lives Matter, I am wholeheartedly for it. But it's how you do it. People learn differently. It's how you talk to them.
You know, a lot of people are talking about the race discussions on the show, and I actually think the race discussions are great. And I feel like the issues for the show aren't the race discussions. I think those are great. I think it's that there aren't other things happening at the same time, if that makes sense. It feels like, you know, the women are still getting to know each other. And I think as you guys, you know, get to know one another, I think there'll be more threads happening as well. But I love those conversations. I think they're great for the show.
Yeah, I mean, I think we need them. I think, you know, all the things. And I think it's fresh, getting to know everyone. I think that's good and that's fresh, right? Yeah. No matter what, people like newness.
I reached out to the Everything Iconic Patreon, and they have some questions for you I want to get to really quick. Lauren from Georgia wants to know more about the British banker that you were married to.
Oh, okay. No, he was a British banker. We had a good time. You know, we got divorced. Unfortunately, we didn't have the tools. I didn't have the tools then. Now I have the tools as a coach to learn and listen, you know, and not be selfish. So unfortunately, it didn't work out.
Okay, Lisa Biggins wants to know, was Ramona being calculated bringing you on the show? I'm not exactly sure what she means by that.
I don't know if calculated. I mean, I think they're throwing Ramona under the bus. I think I said it before. I don't think she's racist. I think she's lived in her bubble. I think it was her own world. I don't think it's that, oh, I hate Black people.
Okay, Matt wants to know, who was your favorite past Real Housewife when you were watching the show? Is there someone that you love that you would like to come back if you were back next season?
I did like Bethany. I like Bethany.
I would like to see
and
Bethany
I did like Dorinda and Bethany. You know what? It's God. I like Jill too. I like all of them for different reasons, you know?
Right. Bershan, before I let you go, there's two questions I ask all of my guests. The first is your favorite Mariah Carey song. And the second is, who would you choose for Sexiest Man Alive if you were choosing for People magazine?
Oh my God. Favorite Mariah Carey song.
I love her.
Her Christmas song.
A classic. Yeah.
I love that. I mean, I play it all the time, the Christmas song. Yes, I play it all the time. And Sexiest Man Alive, Tyson Beckford. I still think he's hot. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah. Remember Tyson in the Toni Braxton Unbreak My Heart video? Or
yes.
I mean, flawless.
Come on. They still haven't topped him yet. Yes.
Bershan, is there anything you want to clear up about this season? Anything that's happened or that's coming up that you just want to let listeners know or clear up?
Yeah. Good. No, it's no clear up because I don't live life with regrets. Just enjoy the ride, right? And don't judge. Like, just look. So, I'm a life coach. I tell it like it is. I'm authentic. I'm real. I yell, I curse, but in the end, I'm human. I want people to know I'm human. I don't want them to think I'm Gandhi or Kumbaya and don't say anything and can't talk as a life coach. You can and as a business coach. It's what you do. We're human, right? I couldn't teach you if I didn't go through the failures and the mistakes and all of that stuff. So just enjoy the ride. I'm fun. I'm outgoing. I'm vivacious. I'm live. I'm living my best life. And I'm unapologetic about it.
She's fun, everyone. Bershan, where can people find you on social media?
At Bershan Shaw, BERSHAN SHAW on Twitter, on Instagram, on LinkedIn, on Facebook, everywhere. Bershan Shaw.
Thank you so much for taking the time. I look forward to watching more. And I think we're all excited. If any of you are watching this interview on YouTube channel, like, subscribe, comment, all that stuff. Bershan, thank you so much and have a great rest of the season.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye, Bershan.